I feel that I have given birth to something very beautiful, and I'm very proud of it.
Madonna is not talking about her baby daughter Lourdes, but rather her performance in Evita. The epic film is the story of the remarkable rise of Eva Perón, who was Argentina's revered and adored First Lady.
If I said I'd take on the world's greatest problems, from war to pollution, no hope of solution.
Madonna says this is the role she was born to play.
The fact that she came from very small beginnings, small town in the middle of nowhere, no money, one parent, and that she had the, whatever it is, the courage or the determination to take herself from where she began. She managed to transform herself.
Part of Madonna's physical transformation for the role was glamorous and fun.
Lots of hair pieces, and lots of hats and great costumes and fantastic jewelry.
But less enjoyable was the addition of false teeth and contact lenses.
After a couple of weeks of nausea, I got used to them, and feeling like the lights were always off, because they covered my pupils too, and so it was like I was always wearing sunglasses.
But I found my salvation in Perón, made the nation. Let him save them as he saved me.
Madonna says one of the biggest challenges she faced was mastering the movie's demanding vocal score.
I studied with a vocal coach for several months before I went into the studio. Before we even started working on the material, she just basically taught me how to sing. I had to start all over again. I had never had any formal training before, and she taught me to use parts of my voice that I never thought that I had.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you.
She also added that this scene, singing the movie's signature song on the balcony of the Casa Rosada, is her favorite. It was shot at the presidential palace, where the real Evita addressed the Argentine people who loved her so much.
It was weird how, you know, in so many circumstances, it felt like, you know, art imitating life. Walking out on the balcony and having 5,000 extras in the square below me, all looking up at me, and many of them were crying because I think they were having some sort of deja vu about their, you know, their memories of when Eva was alive.
But Madonna says her personal memories of making this film will always be colored by the discovery of her pregnancy.
I had to adjust to it mentally, but it didn't really affect me physically. I kept expecting it to make me really tired, and or I expected to be sick all the time and not be able to get out of bed, but I had lots of guardian angels or something, because I felt great. I felt like the media was acting like I was the first celebrity to have a baby or to get pregnant.
You are the most unconventional of celebrities. That's the way you operate. Having a baby is the most conventional and human thing you can do.
Yeah, I think people finally had to see me as a human being. So.
It took that.
Yeah.
How do you like motherhood?
I love it.
What have you learned about yourself that surprised you about being a mother?
What reservoirs of patience I have. And how little sleep I'm able to subsist on.
Does she keep you up all the time?
Yeah.
You look real happy about that,
too. She does.
You know, I talked to you
She's
about...
the only person I'll gladly and willingly lose sleep for.
What's your daily routine like these days? Are you a hands-on mom?
Every 3 hours, I'm the milk truck.
Breastfeeding.
It's incredible. It's amazing that we were made to do that, you know?
This is your chance to gush a little bit about your daughter. Tell me about Lourdes.
She looks a lot like me, but she has some of Carlos's features, too. She has his nose and his incredibly long eyelashes. She's got my eyes and my mouth and my round face. And she has a very strong will, which is something both of us have. She's adorable.
How involved is Carlos in raising her?
Extremely.
Yeah. Do you guys take turns when she wakes up in the middle of the night?
Yes.
Really? Good for you. That's fair.
Good for him.
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to baptize Lourdes? When's that going to happen?
Soon.
Godparents?
My sister and his brother.
You've changed a lot. Do you think you've changed?
Yeah. I'm older and wiser.
Do you think the public opinion about you has changed? Do you think people are more sympathetic towards you, more...
Well, like you said, I think people, because I had a baby, people think of me more as a human being. That's one thing. And I think for the first time in a long time, people are really paying attention to my work and not me.
Now that you're a mom, how will that change your act? In terms of your music, your videos, will you tone things down? Will it be as sexually provocative as you've been in the past?
I don't think about songwriting right now and say, oh, I better change the way I write a song, or I better change. I think my priorities will change in terms of how much time I spend with her, and I think probably what I'm interested in will change because of her. But I'm not consciously censoring myself right now.
Have you written a song about her, or do you plan to?
I've written some really ridiculous lullabies. I mean, made them up, you know, but, and my nanny keeps saying, oh, you've got to do an album of lullabies for her, but I haven't done that yet. Thought about it.
You've thought about it?
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be several songs that will be inspired by her.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Lourdes needs to go to sleep, what does Madonna sing to her?
My Funny Valentine.
Really? Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Well, come on over to my house tonight at 11 o'clock.
I'm not talking of a hurried night, a frantic tumble and a shy goodbye.
Evita may be Madonna's greatest career accomplishment, but she considers the birth of her daughter Lourdes the greatest moment of her life. But when she first held her baby at the hospital, Madonna says the moment wasn't private, but it was profound.
Carlos was always there, and the nurses are always coming in and out. They don't actually give you any privacy. I think that when I first looked into her eyes, it didn't seem like anybody was in the room, but there were many people in the room, and it made me cry.
Immediately after her cesarean delivery, Madonna says she can't remember what the first words were she spoke to her newborn.
I had a lot of anesthesia pumping through my veins at the time. I think I was garbling.
Madonna wasn't the only star who was expecting during the filming of Evita. Her co-star Antonio Banderas was also expecting his first child with wife Melanie Griffith.
By day, you're with Madonna, who's pregnant. By night, you're with Melanie, who's pregnant. There must have been raging hormones in your life for a while. How did you deal?
No, I didn't know that Madonna was pregnant until a couple of weeks before we finished the movie. So it didn't affect me.
Antonio was by Melanie's side as she gave birth to daughter Stella del Carmen in Marbella, Spain.
During the birth and everything else, it was fun. It was just like a party. It was beautiful.
Does Stella have a dad who changes diapers and gives her a bath and feeds her?
I do all those things. Yes, I do. I share those responsibilities with Melanie, obviously.
I hear women cheering all over the world with that answer.
The best show in town was the crowd outside the Casa Rosada crying "Never Perón."
And audiences will have plenty to cheer about when they hear Antonio's surprising singing talent. In this first look at his recording sessions for Evita, it's clear he sings every note with passion.
If I scold the hungry tuner, open out the doors. Never been a fun like the foundation, never
Antonio's singing even blew away Madonna the first time she heard him.
As soon as the smoke from the funeral clears, we're all gonna see and how she did nothing for years.
And I said, wow, Joe Cocker.
It was pretty hands reach out and they reach wide. Now you may feel it should have been a voluntary cause, but that's not the point, my friends.
Antonio pours emotion into his songs and told me that he looks forward to the day he can show Evita to little Stella.
I feel proud of being a part of a project like this, that's for sure. This is something that probably I can show to my little daughter in 15 years and say, listen, your father used to do these kind of things too. So that's very nice to me.